I was gonna sit.
Okay.
Sit. Yeah, get yourself comfortable, and thank you, Mike. Mike, thank you for hosting this event here. I made sure to get the Carter sign.
Yep, we are live podcasting today.
We're not live
Not
podcasting,
live
but
yet,
it is recording there, and it is recording on. Yeah, tell us how pretty we look in the camera. So we're discussing
Pornography.
albums from 2001. No, pornography was 85.
Right.
We're focusing the discussion on 2001. Specifically, what's your favorite album from 2001?
Yeah. That was 90.
Mike, can you let me know if Chris is in frame or not?
Yeah, am I in the frame there?
Have a seat, Chris. I think it'll look more. Yeah. Well, I don't
so
know.
90.
My phone's recording this right now, so I can't
So
look it up.
95 was Far Beyond Driven. 92 was probably Vulgar Display, and 90 was Cowboys from Hell.
And 2001 was a couple albums that we picked.
Yeah, and I have saved my notes.
That's why we have the mics real close to us, like that.
Testes 1 2.
Testes. Fuck it.
All right, so
All right.
we're going. We did 2001.
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead on this.
What did we give you?
Do you
What was
not-
the album that?
From
what was it?
2001?
Yeah, 2001 was.
The 07 was.
Oh
the
yeah,
band.
yeah. That's right.
Who
It's
I wasn't.
been a while.
It has been. Well, I went back. I actually did some additional research on this one today, and
Nice.
went back and listened. So I listened to the album, which I can't remember the title, but it's the first 07 album, who I wasn't familiar with, but Sia.
Yes,
S-I-A?
Sia.
She
Or
sings on one of the tracks.
Yeah, that's where I think she got her start from.
Yeah.
She became her own solo artist there for a while
and
with the black and white wig thing going on.
Kind of a through line through history. We discussed a Australian artist on a previous podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Might or
She's
might not air,
Australian.
and
Yep,
she
yep.
is also Australian.
Yep.
But 07, they are British.
Yes. And there was another gal that sung on that too. I can't remember what her name is, but on that album that you did.
How would you describe their sound?
Kind of like house, or like a jazz house.
Okay.
But yeah, jazz house mix. I
yeah,
guess.
it's sort of
really relaxed.
It is very relaxed. Yeah, like house sometimes to me conveys like a
Yeah,
sort of thing, and
but it
it's
was
not. It's
more-
not that at all.
Like, have you ever listened to the Sneaker Pimps?
I probably
kinda-
I remember that was like a band of the time.
Yeah, kind of
era.
on that same spectrum, but even more mellow,
Yeah.
than that.
Well,
It's like-
I think I mentioned when you first recommended the album or assigned it. We need to come up with a name for what we call it. When you gave me my assignment, and I was like, oh, that's on the Garden State soundtrack, because the 07
the
song on the Garden State soundtrack is like when he's like doing trippy drugs at this
gotcha.
party at this mansion kind of thing, and it's a little bit like your after school special version of what a drug trip
Right.
sounds like.
So how I found out about 07 was I was watching this movie called Confidence with what's his name? Burns. He's a director. Not George Burns. Younger guy.
Jim Burns.
something like that. And
Billy
it had
Burns.
what's that girl's name? Weiss, English actor, in it.
Kate Winslet.
No,
Um,
but then it has
Mary Kate and Ashley
no,
Olsen.
but then it also has Dustin Hoffman in it and Paul Giamatti, and it's a really good movie.
What do you think this movie's called? Or
It's called Confidence.
Confidence. Okay.
It's a Nick. What the hell is his name? Not George Burns. Nick Burns.
There's probably some. Sounds like some fucking Oscar bait that didn't make it through, and then complete trash like
Right,
Shakespeare
right.
in Love was given a fucking
Right,
best
but
picture.
the
Anyway,
soundtrack was good.
and these guys, well,
Yeah. So
they were on the soundtrack for
So at the end of the
yeah.
movie, they showed the video for one of that 07 songs. The more merely the
in the waiting line.
no, the other one
because that's the one on Gardens.
right. But this is the other popular one that. It's Sia singing how she's in the hotel room.
Okay.
Watching
These are
porn.
notes about Bjork.
Yes. So my what you gave to me was Bjork Vespertine.
Right. Great album.
Like I say, I think this was the revenge from the Yes album that I gave you.
Well, I mean, I gotta say I was actually kind of surprised that you're one. I didn't suggest it or assign it. Album suggestions. Maybe we should call it that. Like that's a little less. But
Yeah, but it should.
so my
yeah.
my album suggestion was not intended as a punishment.
No,
Though you
but
slightly took it that way?
well, no, not in that matter, but it did hurt my ears.
Kind of in that matter. Well, which is surprising because it is that kind of just like spooky's not quite the word, but it's this atmospheric, mellow. You know, it's what offended you about
It's just
Vespertine?
it's just her voice. Like,
Okay.
so here's an example. Back home when I was younger, there used to be this guy that used to, I don't know if he was homeless or whatever, but he used to dance. It didn't matter if there was music or anything, but you'd see him on the street and he'd be dancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would just go off in these offshoots and he would just go.
Fucking Nazi salute?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Just weirdness, whatever. And that's
It's like
how
full on?
Well, no, not like that. He would just be like jump in one direction
Oh.
and shoot his arms in directions.
And
I really can't do that with.
And
one leg.
if I may jump ahead of this, the metaphor is that Bjork's voice.
It's kind of like that.
Does
Just
random-
kind of, you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, she's not a native English speaker.
No, she's Icelandic.
Yeah. I don't.
But
do you ever see that video where she just fucking demolishes this reporter that was like trying to interview it? Like she's arriving at an airport with her kid, and this like reporter talks to her, and she just like goes ape shit on it.
No, that sounds awesome. I have more respect for her.
Yeah. Well, is this the only Bjork you've ever listened to, or
Besides what I've seen on Beavis and Butthead and videos,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But it was good. It was a good opportunity to go and listen to a whole Bjork album.
It is. I mean, and her albums are pretty unique, one from each other, but this one is more unique than most, I'd say. I mean, like her album Post is actually, I'd say, a lot more kind of a mainstream sound
Right,
in a way, or it's
right. And did she kind of change up with her albums? Did she change up her musical taste? Like, is one a different kind of musical style than the other? And she's just.
I mean, I
she
think
kinda
she plays everything on
experimenting?
the records, and so it's always just like, what's the new thing? It's like I would analogize it to Radiohead, where you have some early albums that are basically just guitar rock, smart guitar rock, but and then
Right.
gotten very electronic, then gotten
It kinda goes-
backwards
it
on that,
goes
and,
all
and
over the
so
place.
like I think Bjork's similar, where it's just she's just doing what occurs. She's not trying to define a sound
Right.
and has a very
Did you ever
easy way moving in
Did you
between
ever,
different
right?
sounds.
Did you ever buy that, like, man, I heard this one song on the radio, it sounds freaking awesome, and find out who it is, whatever, you buy that album, and then you realize that one song was the only good song on there.
Tony, Greatest Hits. It Only Rains in Southern California is the only good song on that
For
album.
me, a good example would be Blur, the one that had, woohoo!
Yes. song two.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this rocks. And then you get the album, you're like, what the fuck?
Well, Blur's kind of one of those interesting bands that was huge and still, Damon Albarn's like, a significant celebrity over there. And in America, they had that song, and that was about it for what people, I got a couple Blur albums, but it all sounds like Oasis-y, it's like that, Beatles kicked up by a third, and
and this is why we do this, because your musical tastes are different than mine, but we still come together as we've listened to
Well, and maybe you're aware of this or not, the Gorillaz.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware that's Damon Albarn.
Oh, really?
That's the singer from Blur.
No shit.
Is Gorillaz.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like the Gorillaz.
True story.
Huh.
Well,
so going back to the Bjork, and I went through the songs, and I went through every song. Like obviously I said, like the first song had some good beats, vocals not so much. The second song, Cocoon, obviously I said no, just no.
Yeah.
The third, It's Not Up to You, was a little bit better than the second song. That one was okay. Pagan Poetry was almost a song.
Well, and that's the almost a song comment is funny, because if I were to, that 07 album I would put as very 5 out of 10 for me. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't really get a lot out of it, but one of my criticisms would be like they're not really. It's like a feeling. They're not really songs.
Oh, they're trying to hit a mood.
Yeah, they're hitting a mood. It's which it's easy to get drawn to that trap of verse, bridge, chorus, outro.
Right.
And how do you break out of that? But they seem to just kind of be like, well, we like this little turnaround.
Some of these, there was a good one that she had xylophone in there, which was really awesome. Aurora had some good vocals. One of them was really trippy. The Sun in My Mouth, it sounded like she was having a mental breakdown. The Heirloom one almost had like a Blondie vibe to it.
Yeah, she covers a wide range of emotional directions, and tones, and this one I felt had a lot of the Bjork one had a lot of kind of high keyboard, xylophone-y, toy piano sort of things.
And the last song was Palm Stroker. So that was my experience with Bjork.
All right. Well, I think we discussed the two albums. Been watching that clock. I think we hit about 10 minutes. I didn't bring pennies, but let's see what. I don't think I got.
Wait, we could have Molly. Hey, Molly.
Wait, no. Here. What year does that say? 2017.
Oh, I don't.
I think that says
pennies are better because then we don't.
Pennies are here. We'll take and then these are.
Or unless we go for the earliest year.
2013, which we've already done.
Can we get something under 2000?
2009. Another 2017. This is. Could do that says 69.25 on it. We could do 1969, but
Let's do
92. All right. I think we came to
Okay.
a consensus at the same time.
so.